Welcome to East Tennessee History Center. It's a place that preserves history, and we're going to meet a woman who makes history. Susan Richardson Williams is truly a woman of achievement.
Well, I started when I first graduated from UT Knoxville, a school teacher. And I would say back then, teaching was a very honored profession. It still is. But then women were not so much into other endeavors as they are now. So to become a school teacher was really very gratifying. I did that for 3 years, and then my love that came forth was in politics, public service, and I worked in 3 governors' administrations, served in the cabinet of 2 of the governors. I worked for U.S. Senator. I was chairman of the Republican Party in Tennessee. And then I came to work for the university and worked for the Lady Vols for several years and loved that. And then opened a PR firm, which I do now, but I've done a lot of public service.
She flew with President Ronald Reagan on Air Force One when she was the chairman of the Tennessee Republican Party. President Bush appointed her a director of the TVA, and the Senate approved the nomination. And she was a UT trustee for more than a decade.
I think it's the willingness to serve well, and that's something Girl Scouting taught when I was going through there. And I think that has been really important to me in my life. And I had a dad whose motto was, anything worth doing is worth doing right. So between my father and Scouting, my whole life has always been about, if I'm going to serve, if I'm going to do anything, take on any kind of responsibility, I want to do it well.
Miss Williams treasures her Girl Scout memorabilia.
My dress is in pretty good shape. I still had my scarf, and my pen is somewhere in my house because I've seen it, I just couldn't find it. But I do have it, and I intend to find it and put it on my scarf where it's supposed to be. And I had my handbook, and I looked at it and remembered that one of my neighbors, two of my neighbors' sisters, had used the handbook before I did. I don't know if my mother couldn't afford to buy a handbook or she just decided they were there and it was handy. But I've kept it for all this time, and I was looking through it just trying to remember, everything in preparation for this event. And it's pretty amazing, actually, how I've lived my life according to a lot of the principles. I do remember getting my badges and sitting down with my mom and talking about, okay, which of these things are we going to do? But a lot of it was just having a place, a place to go, a place to be, a group of girls and friendships, and having a responsibility, which is really important at that time in a young girl's life. Having a test, can you respond? Can you make it? Do you have the mettle to do it? And I think sort of a preteen for me, that was important to me to know that I could achieve.
Susan Williams knows that Girl Scouting has the power to shape a life.
Being able to, again, rise to the top in the leadership positions, and it begins at an early age, and you learn that you can achieve. And the way Scouting does with the badging, and you get rewarded for the things you accomplish. That's really what leadership is about, isn't it? When you're tested, when you achieve, and when you're rewarded for what you can do, and people recognize it, whatever field it's in. And I think Scouting starts off very early with that concept. And it's one that carries you through life.
I'll be graduating high school soon, moving on from the child level of Girl Scouting. This spring, I'll earn the highest honor I can in Girl Scouting. And meeting this woman of achievement has inspired me to keep changing the world. After all, you never really stop being a Girl Scout, and Girl Scouts never stop making the world a better place. We start one girl at a time.